Hey, what's going on, movie lovers? I'm Jeff.
I'm Kyle.
And we are Shut Up, I Like This podcast, movie show.
Podcast episode, movie
whatever
number.
It is now.
59. 59. Holy
Almost
shit.
to 60. We talk about how much we like movies. We don't shit on film. We actually enjoy.
We're out of practice.
I know. It's been a couple of weeks, actually.
Yeah.
Holidays, Christmas, you were a little under the weather.
For like 2 weeks with bronchitis, I could not kick that cold.
Yeah.
That was pretty terrible.
I had family in town and just holiday stuff, so. But we're getting in our Christmas movie, which is what we were talking about.
I'm super excited. I was excited to talk about Jingle All the Way like 2 weeks ago.
That's awesome.
When I originally planned on doing this. Yeah.
So I've been waiting to talk about it. But before we get into it, I want to mention GearBest. GearBest.com. Use the link below. Great selection of headphones, microphones, everything you need. Check it out. GearBest.com. Link is below.
I actually need a new podcast microphone for at home.
It'll be a great place to look.
I'm going to check it out.
Yeah. So there you are. GearBest.com. Let's get into it. Jingle All the Way.
Sweet.
1996. Rotten Tomatoes real fast. Critic score 16%.
Bullshit.
Very low.
Bullshit.
And audience score is still lower than I think it would be. It's at 38%.
That's stupid.
Seems very low.
See, because this is again, we say this all the time. The people who like this movie are not your Rotten Tomatoes crowd.
Yeah.
Going online and voting for it.
Exactly.
This is a classic. This is a Christmas classic for people our age.
I watched it for Christmas.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas Story, Jingle All the Way, and
Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Christmas Story.
Santa Claus, Elf.
Yeah, all those.
Definitely Elf.
Yep.
Yeah. It's in the rotation. So I'm gonna
96.
96.
It's been a while ago.
Yeah, I thought I kind of got my hopes up because at first glance I thought it was 97.
Yeah.
You could just get
because of all the movies we did from.
I swear we've done like 10 or 12 movies that are from 1997. But yeah, 1996.
22 years ago.
22 years ago.
This movie came out. It does not feel like Jingle All the Way is 22 years old.
I was 3.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was 3 years old when this came out.
Crazy.
So of course, before we get into it, run through the cast real quick, which is actually a pretty stacked cast.
I think so too.
There's at least a couple that I can't wait to talk about for sure.
Phil Hartman.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, hold on. Schwarzenegger, we got to talk about him first.
Okay.
First and foremost, Arnold. This was kind of his. Is it safe to say post-action movie phase? I mean, a little bit. He was slowing down a little bit from doing.
Yeah, I think early 90s he had like Twins with DeVito. He did Kindergarten Cop before this.
He did some more family-oriented films a little bit.
This is this is in the midst of all of that.
Yeah, yep.
Which is still good Schwarzenegger.
This is great Schwarzenegger.
It's great. Yeah, it is great.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about the quotes in this movie.
Put that cookie down.
Oh God, it's so quotable.
But yeah, like of course we all associate Schwarzenegger with Conan, Terminator,
Predator,
Running Man.
Yeah.
All those great action flicks of the 80s, early 90s. And then it's just like he completely flipped it. Mm-hmm. And he did all these family films. And it's awesome because it was a way to get me into the 80 films that my parents loved.
Right.
It was like
Last Action Hero.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what the score is for
I don't even care.
Last Action Hero.
I would love
but that's on my short list of films.
I love that film. That's a great one. But yeah, this was kind of my first. I don't know if it was my first introduction, but one of my earlier
fortes into
Schwarzenegger. Yeah,
sure.
I think my first full-fledged like memory I have of watching Schwarzenegger was Commando. I think that was kind of my first one, and then after that, just got lost in it.
But this is still, like you said, we're still in like prime Schwarzenegger in this film.
Oh yeah,
he hasn't gotten visibly older like in later movies. Like he's still
there.
He's not as jacked as Terminator 2, but I mean he's still jacked, buff, young Schwarzenegger in this movie.
Yeah, I think it was probably like 04-ish. That
It was after his run as the governor of California, when he made his...
You always have to say the governor of California.
The governor
of California.
We can do the whole podcast with a terrible Schwarzenegger
Nobody
impression.
Would listen to it at all.
Right, I don't know how they listen to it now.
Put that cookie down.
It's not a tumor. I know that's the wrong movie.
Wrong movie, man.
It's not a tumor.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger. Even now, he's coming back.
Bathroom.
He's doing a lot of like smaller indie films now.
Yeah,
and
which I think is super fucking cool.
Super cool.
Yeah.
There was one that he did for free about.
Really? What was it?
Oh, his daughter starts turning into a zombie. It's a zombie flick,
Maggie?
but not Maggie.
Yeah, okay. I know
he did that movie for free.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And
I like Maggie, because that was one of his. Wasn't that one of his first
more dramatic roles?
No, wasn't that one of like his first comeback films? Like he hadn't made a movie for a while.
Yeah. It was like that, and like Last Stand, and Sabotage. Those were like all grouped together.
Sabotage, the one with Deadshot? No, not Deadshot. The actor from the end of Justice League.
Joe Manganiello?
Yeah, yep. Isn't he in that one?
He might be.
What's his name in Justice League?
Deathstroke,
thank you.
Yeah.
I think he's in that movie.
That'd be cool. I might have to go back and rewatch that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, because like that and Last Stand, early 2013 maybe?
Last Stand is underrated as fuck.
Like
that one's funny too.
Luis Guzman and Johnny Knoxville.
Johnny Knoxville. I love Johnny Knoxville.
I love The Ringer.
The Ringer?
With Knoxville.
Yeah.
Like he actually acts in that movie.
I remember
he does a good job.
I worked at the video store when The Ringer came out, and people fucking hated it.
Yeah, I think people didn't give it a chance.
Because, you know,
because they're
making fun of people with special needs.
Exactly. Well, it was Knoxville making fun of mentally handicapped people, but
not really.
It wasn't.
Not really.
It really wasn't. It was actually a good, well-acted film.
Yeah.
About people in the Special Olympics.
We're off subject here. I always wanted an Evil Dead remake with Johnny Knoxville.
As Ash?
As Ash.
What? Really?
Yeah, because like look at Evil Dead 2, look at all the physical humor that Bruce Campbell does, where he fights with his hand, he flips himself over with it, he's hitting himself with plates. Johnny Knoxville could pull that off.
So I saw
he's a good enough dramatic actor.
He is a good actor.
I think so.
Like The Ringer and the one with Walking Tall with The Rock. I think he does a great job in Jaws.
Walking Tall is good too.
Yeah, I think he does a great job in that too. Johnny Knoxville gets a lot of shit because of Jackass, but he can turn it on. He can do some acting. I like Knoxville.
I do too.
This is off topic too, but you know who else I love? Fucking Steve-O.
Steve-O?
Everybody just thinks Steve-O is a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But you listen to him, he knows like 3 different languages. He grew up in London, went to school there.
I didn't know that.
His dad was like a big head honcho in Coca-Cola. And
you have to clarify that a little bit.
He knows his shit. He knows what he just does this stupid shit with his friend. And he's had trouble with drugs and shit, but like he's pretty there. And there's this really cool story about him meeting like Motley Crue and shit when he was a kid.
Oh, I remember that. I listened to that interview. He like went through the phone book and he was like, they have to be at one of these hotels.
And they're not going to use their names. They're going to use their actual like real names.
And so he like looked on the back of the album and found their producer and like called him up and shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That
was cool. Was that on Joe Rogan?
What?
Where he gave that? I don't remember. Maybe.
I think so. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I listened to it on just pure audio.
Huh.
During work one day. But yeah,
you were hard at work.
Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O are fucking. They got another gear that people don't see. Steve-O's doing like stand up now.
I bet he's good at that.
Yeah, I think so too. Jingle all the way though.
Yeah, back to Jingle all the way.
So while we're on this,
nice
on like comedians and stuff, let's talk about. Let's save who we want to talk about for last.
Okay.
So let's go to Sinbad.
Oh,
Talk
okay.
a little bit about Sinbad.
Sure.
I like Sinbad. Do I? I think so.
You do.
Yeah. Right?
You do. I'm just a little older than you.
Yeah.
So I remember Sinbad being everywhere. in the early to middle 90s. I mean, he had the TV show.
Yeah.
He was in a whole host of movies.
I just remember Good Burger.
Yeah.
My afro! My afro!
Sinbad was fucking huge.
So
in
that's
the 90s.
something I wanted to ask, though. Like, what happened to Sinbad? Did he just...
I mean, I don't really have an answer for that other
either.
than he probably made a boatload of money in a short amount of time and just didn't have to work as much. And I don't know if he has
Maybe.
kids. He probably has kids. And
I wonder if he's done any, like, stand-up or anything lately.
like recently,
Like, even within, like, the last 10 years.
I've seen him do a few things online, like with College Humor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's done
Oh,
a
cool.
bit with them.
Huh. Yeah, that's interesting because he was everywhere.
He got in the news recently. This could be a whole subject for another podcast. But
We got time.
remember, I don't know, did you hear about the movie, the movie where he played the genie, only that isn't actually...
Kazam or something?
Yeah, only that's not really a real thing. People are just misremembering it.
Oh, yeah.
That's not an actual, but everyone like my age remembers.
Because
Sinbad starred in that genie movie.
Because it was Shaquille O'Neal.
But it's not. This is a really weird, deep subject to get into.
Shaquille O'Neal played a genie.
He did. That's an actual movie. But everyone who remembers the Sinbad one is like, no, I remember that the Shaq movie was the knockoff of the one that Sinbad was in. Yeah.
Oh.
I swear to God, Jeff, I have this memory too. I swear I had a poster for this film.
It just doesn't exist.
And this is not an actual movie. He did a sketch on College Humor where he makes fun of it.
Huh.
So
I vaguely remember that. That was what, within a couple of years?
Yeah, it was really popular a couple, maybe 2 years ago. It really kicked up online and got traction and got people.
That sounds familiar.
Got people. Yeah, I know, right? It sounds really, really familiar, but.
So that, that's about it, though, right?
You're a little younger than I am, but like you go back and you watch like the Sinbad show that he was on, and that was in early 90s, really loud, weird fashion with parachute pants and shit. And so you look at how he dressed and you just look at some of the other stuff that was going on at
Wasn't
the time.
that on about the same time as like Martin Lawrence's show?
Yeah, it was. Yep.
And were they both on Nick? Or was just one on like reruns?
Sinbad was on all that.
Oh, okay.
That he played a genie. He played a genie on all that.
Oh, I see.
You can see how you can start to connect the dots, and you did the same thing when we were talking about it. You can talk yourself into being like,
oh, right.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
But I mean, I remember
There's a whole
the Shaq one.
Yeah, that's an actual movie.
Okay.
You shouldn't watch it. It's awful.
Oh, I'm sure I saw it when I was a kid.
You probably loved it.
I'm sure I did. Just like Steel.
Yeah, right?
I'm sure I did. But Sinbad, and like when I was watching this, I'm like, Jesus Christ, like he's a funny motherfucker.
He was.
He had a lot of good on the cuff shit going on. He was good at improv.
I feel like he
was
probably
pretty funny. Yeah, for sure. And now, like, you don't even hear about him. Yeah. It's just interesting how that happens. You know, people will just blow up for a little less than a decade.
He was huge for the beginning part of the 90s.
And then they're just gone.
Yeah.
It's interesting how that happens. That'd be cool now to see like a Sinbad stand-up or something.
I think he does something because I follow him on Twitter.
You follow Sinbad on Twitter?
Yeah, why wouldn't you follow Sinbad on Twitter?
I haven't thought of doing that.
I think I don't remember. I should have looked it up. He does something cool, like speak at colleges or something that you're like, oh, that's cool that he does that.
Got to be safe doing that.
Right?
Yeah.
But he's good. He's enjoyable in this movie. He has good chemistry with Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, he really does.
I think.
Yeah, I enjoy him. As I was watching this, I was laughing my ass off. And then, like with how you were just talking about the genie thing, like that definitely sounds like something that could have happened.
Maybe it did.
But it didn't, I guess.
Maybe it did.
Yeah. Moving on. Let's talk about little Schwarzenegger's son.
Who's his kid?
Jamie.
Okay.
So his kid is Jake Lloyd. Jake Lloyd is little Anakin.
Anakin fucking Skywalker,
from, episode 1.
I hate him so much. Fucking ruined Darth Vader.
Hey, he does
prick.
good in this movie.
He's fine. Yeah, he is fine in this.
And he does fine in episode 1.
It's not his fault.
Yeah, but
the script was terrible.
And that actually made
In
him
Star
like,
Wars, Jingle All the Way is better than Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd still sit down and watch it though. For that
Phantom
Darth
Menace?
Maul scene, for sure.
That's like the you can YouTube that scene.
And the pod race.
And skip the pod race.
I watched the pod race scene,
They don't really do it for me.
but that Darth Maul scene, Liam Neeson, Ewan McGregor,
Yeah, only because you got to meet Darth Maul.
he was fucking
hard
cool,
on
yeah.
for him.
He was cool shit. But yeah, that's little Anakin. I thought he did fine. It's kind of a bummer. Kind of interesting to see what he could have done, but I guess after Star Wars, like that just
I think
tore his world apart. Kids were like harassing him at school.
Oh, he got all
and-
kinds of hate.
Yeah. Not to mention like fan hate,
Yeah, which is
letters
awful.
and shit. Yeah, he's a fucking
You shouldn't
kid.
do that to a kid or
Shouldn't do that to anybody.
any actor. Really.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I don't know. I don't think it was necessarily his fault. I mean, it comes to the writer and the director to get
Yeah.
a performance out of your actor. But he did fine in this movie.
Yeah, I thought he was
He had to
fun.
be. He had his age. How old was he when he?
Oh man, I didn't. I think he was probably what, 8,
I was gonna say 7,
9?
7, 8, somewhere in there.
somewhere in there. Yeah, that's pretty good for when you think about a 7 or 8-year-old doing that.
Yeah,
How do you direct a 7 or
I have
8-year-old?
no idea how you get it.
Say this line, I'll give you a cookie.
Yeah, I can't get an 8-year-old to sit and eat at
Right?
the table.
Exactly. So it's I don't know, that's kind of interesting. Child actors. Speaking of child actors, Haley Joel Osment is doing a
Right.
bunch of stuff now.
I know,
Like
and
he just came back and he's actually funny as hell.
it's weird because he's like 30,
and has a baby face.
but he looks like he's like 8 in the face.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up
He just
with
has
that.
like a big beard and looks like a little baby.
Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, he's doing a bunch of stuff. He's actually pretty funny.
he's good. He was in, what was the Kevin Smith movie that he was in? Was it Tusk?
Tusk.
He was in Tusk with Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Haley Joel Osment. Yeah, he's been doing a bunch of like smaller indie films. I think he's been in it's not Scary Movie, but something like that. Some kind of spoof film.
Oh, yeah.
Haunted House or something like that. But he's funny.
He's a good actor.
I'm
He's
cool.
still-
It's cool to see him
He's
back.
got some chops.
Yeah, I'm glad he's back. Let's see him in some more stuff. Jim Belushi. Jim Belushi's in
Yeah.
there as a dirty cop. Dirty Santa. In there for a few quick scenes, but very noticeable. Jim Belushi's in
Nice
there.
little cameo.
Good little cameo.
Did you notice Mini-Me from Austin Powers?
Yeah, Mini-Me had a little cameo
what's his
scene.
name? Vern
Troyer.
Vern Troyer.
Yep. Yep, he went flying and
Yeah.
flying backwards.
And this was
shit.
way before anyone knew who Vern Troyer was.
96.
96?
This was 3 years before Austin Powers.
And he wasn't in the first one. He was in Austin Powers 2.
Oh, so
And
that was
Austin
probably
Powers 2 was
2001?
what? I was going to say 2002, 2001
Yeah,
probably.
something like that.
Yeah.
When was it might have been that or late.
Because the first Austin Powers was what? 99? No, 98?
Might have been 98.
98.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm psyched for Austin Powers 4.
It's weird.
supposedly.
It's weird because this is when, like, that time frame is when I was in middle school and stuff, and that still feels like yesterday. And I'm like, oh, that was like 20 years ago.
That's crazy. Time flies.
Yeah. Before I forget, that Santa Claus scene has a cameo, big wrestling fan, has a cameo by the Big Show.
Yes, Big Show. As the big Santa.
He's like the big boss,
Yeah.
boss fight,
Boss fight Santa.
boss fight Santa Claus.
Boss fight
I thought that was cool because, again, this would have been way super early. This would have been when he debuted as the Giant in WCW at Halloween Havoc in 97,
So before?
I think, or
Holy
maybe
shit.
maybe it was 96.
Might have been the
But
same
so
year.
this would have been real fucking early.
And you already
When
got
no
one
one would have had any clue who he was
cameo.
at this time.
That's crazy. The Big Show.
So that's fun. That was fun.
That was the best. It was the 90s.
That was when wrestling was fucking good.
That was like the pinnacle for me.
Steve Austin and
The Rock,
Vince McMahon, The Rock,
Kane,
Goldberg.
Undertaker.
Goldberg's undefeated streak.
Yeah.
It's like the coolest fucking thing ever.
Just all of Mankind. And
Yeah.
that was great.
Getting thrown from the top of the cell.
Yes. That was
Good
awesome.
God
I couldn't
Almighty
believe
broke
that.
him in half. Yeah, right?
Did you, speaking of that, WWE, did you just see Cuzzo just got signed to some big multi-year deal? What's his name? The Colts, Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee
Pat
got
McAfee.
signed
For the brand, baby.
That's so cool. That's so awesome.
Pat McAfee's awesome. He's funny as shit.
I love him. He's actually he's commentating
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he?
NFL last week.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Was it Thursday night?
No,
Football or
it's
Sunday?
Sunday.
Sunday?
Yeah, I think it's Sunday.
Did you replace Jason Witten yet? Because Jason Witten is fucking terrible.
That's pretty bad. I'm excited to see Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about, and he's funny. He knows how to entertain.
Troy Palamalamalu.
This guy's about to ruin my life.
He's never been.
Why are you there?
Why are you there?
Why are
You've
you
never
there?
been there.
That's the greatest thing ever.
We're kicking the ball. Sorry for anyone who's not a football fan, but that's
man.
just
It was hilarious. Palamalulu.
Palamalamalu.
Palamalamalu. He's about to ruin my life. All right, so let's back to Jingle All the Way.
God. You can tell we haven't podcasted for like 2
There's
weeks.
something to talk about a lot now.
Yeah.
Phil Hartman. Let's talk about Phil Hartman.
Oh my God, I miss Phil Hartman so much. He is so fucking funny.
Fucking hilarious. And
What
this role is like perfect for him.
As
like,
the slime ball.
I can't believe how well he does it.
And as a kid, boom.
Exactly.
This was over
It's
top of my head.
He's just being so nice.
Yeah, what's
He's
wrong
just
with him?
up
Oh,
and
that's right. He's fucking all of the neighbors'
Man,
wives.
that completely went over. I had no idea when I was a kid. And then you watch it now, you're like, that motherfucker better get the fuck out of my house.
Like, holy shit.
I can't believe it. But
When he answers the phone
oh
and
my God.
he's like, your wife's in the shower. You want me to go get her?
No!
And he's eating the cookies.
The cookies.
Yeah.
Oh, these are so good.
My cookies. Put the cookie down.
Put the cookie down. It's amazing.
I legitimately love this movie.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's very good. Phil Hartman was phenomenal. His voice fits the character so
God.
well. You just want to hit him in the face so
And
bad.
then just like early Simpsons is
Yes. Troy McClure.
Troy McClure and Lionel Hutz.
Yes. Oh my
Fucking,
gosh.
it's just
Everything he did was hilarious.
Saturday Night Live. Remember him? I don't know how well you remember that era. of Saturday
not too
Night
much
Live.
on SNL.
He played Bill Clinton, and he does a scene where he's jogging and he goes into a McDonald's, and he's and it's just Phil Hartman like explaining to all these people like how the government is ran, and he's using food as an analogy, and
Perfect.
it's just him walking around eating everyone else's food and just like shoving it in his face as Bill Clinton.
It's
And
amazing.
it's the fucking funniest thing.
I've started rewatching. I think it's on
Unfrozen Caveman Lawyer. Do you remember that?
Uh-uh.
Oh my God, really? Phil Hartman, I'm just a simple caveman. It's a Saturday Night Live skit where he's a caveman who gets unthawed and goes to law school. And so he's got like this cheesy like caveman makeup on, and he's like doing like a lawyer stuff. And he always starts it out with, now I'm just a simple caveman.
I'm gonna watch skits all night.
Oh my God, you have to, dude.
On I think it was like Pluto TV or something like that.
Yeah.
One of the free things that you can get. They have news radio on there.
Mm-hmm.
And first I wanted to go back and rewatch it because Joe Rogan talks about it all the time.
Sure.
And I was like, I wonder what Joe Rogan was like acting when he was 24 or something.
I've never seen him.
I started watching it, and then I was like, oh my God, Phil Hartman's in this? And Dave Foley, and just a whole slew of like just
What's it called?
comedy, news radio.
Yeah, that's
Just
familiar.
Oh man, like Phil Hartman's like the boss of everybody, and he's on the radio every day, and of course with his voices. Dave Foley is kind of like the manager of them all, and Joe Rogan is like the maintenance guy.
God, that'd be a blast to
It
go back
was.
and watch.
I'm like 3 episodes in, and it's hilarious.
Uh-huh.
I love it. And seeing Phil Hartman and Joe Rogan. Like, I went for Joe Rogan, I stayed for Phil Hartman.
Yeah, you will, because he was
hilarious.
supremely fucking talented.
It's a bummer that he's not still with us, but
Yeah.
fucked up what happened.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Go
there, but-
if you don't know, just Google it.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It's messed up, but this was hilarious. This was he made that. When we first talked about doing this, I said that he was the stepdad.
Yeah.
He wasn't the stepdad. He was just the neighbor guy.
He's just the neighbor.
I don't know why I thought he was the stepdad.
Because it's kind of easy to cross your wires a little
When
bit
you're a kid and
with Jingle
not
All the
seeing
Way and with the Tim Allen Santa Claus movie.
Santa Claus.
Where in that one, there's the whole thing with the stepdad
Yeah,
and the
that
whatever.
makes sense.
It's easy.
Phil Hartman should have been the stepdad in that movie.
They were, I know, right? And they were relatively,
man.
we're all kids. They're
Yeah.
close enough together that you can cross wires and get it. Because
That makes sense.
I
Maybe
kind of
that's what
thought,
was
I
doing.
kind of thought that too. But he's just the neighbor.
Yeah, he's
and
just
then
a slimy greaseball neighbor.
as an adult, you realize so much that you.
There's a lot in this movie that went over my head. Yeah.
As a kid.
There's a lot of shit that Sinbad says went right over my head, and then I
Oh my
rewatched
God.
it. I'm like, holy shit! They put that in a kid movie.
Yeah.
Oh man. You got a favorite scene right before
I do.
we do that. I want to talk about the director real fast, Brian Levant. Director Brian Levant did the Flintstones with he did both of them, the first one and Viva Las Vegas.
Okay.
So he did the one with
Yeah.
John Goodman.
John
and,
Goodman. Thank you. I couldn't think of his name. You bailed me out.
Rick Moranis.
It's been a long time since I've seen.
Rick Moranis and John Goodman. He also did Police Academy,
Which one?
the first one.
Which of the 8?
The first,
first
the
one?
original,
Yeah.
Steve Guttenberg and Michael Winslow, and that fantastic film. And then more recently-ish, 2010, he did The Spy Next Door with Jackie Chan.
I've never seen that one. Is that one good?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I've watched it with the kids a couple of times, actually.
Who else was in that one?
Um,
Eddie Murphy? No.
no, George Lopez and like Billy Ray Cyrus and
Billy Ray Cyrus?
yeah, they play FBI people.
That's random. Is he good?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah?
It's a kid movie. That's Jackie Chan kid
Yeah.
movie, but yeah, I've watched it a couple times. It's on like Amazon or something.
Okay.
Watched it with the girl. It might be on Netflix still, actually. It's worth a watch.
Actually, some Jackie Chan.
Exactly, it's worth a watch.
Even his kids' movies, so yeah, I'll check him out.
So he's kind of done a lot of films like this, like Spy Next Door, Flintstones, and stuff. Is very much kind of like Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
It's made for kids with a lot of the adult humor.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Police Academy.
God, Police Academy. is
I
so
love
funny.
that movie. I actually just watched that pretty recently. I think it was on.
Yeah.
Was that on Netflix too? I think it might have been on Netflix within the last couple of months.
Maybe. I don't remember.
I watched it a couple times while it was on.
That movie always reminds me of just like summer vacation in middle school because it was on Comedy Central. I'm like, what am I going to do today? Oh, I'm going to watch Police Academy on TV.
Steve Guttenberg was hilarious.
Oh my God.
So fun. I always remembered Police Academy for Michael Winslow.
Yeah.
And yeah. And then you go back and watch it, you're like, Steve Guttenberg was a killer.
Wasn't there supposed to be a reboot,
I
remake
think there is
of
one.
Police Academy?
I think they're working on one.
Wasn't it like really dumb though?
I don't remember.
Like, don't we always joke about
I
how?
remember seeing it on IMDb.
Yeah. We always joke about how we get Christopher Nolan and gritty, realistic reboot. Weren't they like actually doing that to Police Academy? Like, I thought it was something really dumb like that.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I thought, like, not Christopher Nolan, but
That'd be funny. No, I don't know. I haven't seen anything
Christian
about that.
Bale.
I just
Police Academy.
I think on IMDb, some director I've seen somebody doing a remake, but I haven't heard anything about it. I've just seen the words written on IMDb, so
I really don't know if we need.
it's gonna happen. There's nothing
that's
we
here
can
nor
do.
there.
Yeah.
Let's jingle all the way.
Jingle. Let's
focus.
jingle all the way. So you have a favorite scene. What's
I
your
have a favorite
scene?
scene that's a little different from what we normally pick, from
Okay.
what we would normally have. So my favorite scene is the first time they're in Minneapolis.
Yeah,
which is
super
cool.
Yeah.
'Cause that's close to us. They're in the Mall of America. They're in a place I've been,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is fun too. So when Arnold goes to the Mall of America, there's all these, and
We'll
I'm
talk about the bouncy ball.
kind of, but not for the reasons that you would expect.
Okay.
There's all these really cool shots inside a toy store from '96.
Yeah.
And that doesn't seem like that long ago, but that's fucking 22 years ago. And they do all these really cool pans through the aisles, and I'm big into like old toys.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
See a couple you had.
There's like packaged X-Men figures
Yep.
and shit in the back. I'm actually gonna write an article.
Oh, yeah.
Now that I'm finally feeling good, I want to go through and I want to highlight all of the really awesome toys that they inadvertently put in the background of this movie.
Yeah.
Because it's like 90s X-Men and early Legos and just like all kinds of cool shit
Yeah.
in the background of that shot. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm the only person noticing this. And they didn't even mean to put it in the film.
Yeah.
But it's a total snapshot of a toy store from 22 years ago, and that's super fucking cool to me.
I didn't write down anything that was in the store, but in Jamie's bedroom,
Oh my God, yeah,
I
his
wrote
bedroom.
down a bunch of stuff.
Wasn't there like a Michael Jordan?
There's Michael Jordan. He had X-Men
Oh yeah,
sheets.
because that's actually why I wore a Jordan shirt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, seriously.
There was his bed sheets were X-Men. He had Captain America over the wall. Hercules action figure of Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah.
Like just
right?
90s, like that would be cool to have.
That's why I said I want to go back over the beginning part of this movie with like a fine-tooth comb on my computer and like screenshot all the cool shit.
I met Kevin Sorbo too.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You dick? Who would win in a fight between him and Darth Maul,
Probably Darth Maul.
you think?
Oh yeah, Kevin Sorbo he's a big softie.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, he's he's like a big Christian.
Oh really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I didn't know that either until I met him.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darth Maul, he was just like spinning lightsabers around and kicking people. He didn't care.
He was ready to go in the
Yeah,
aisle.
Ray
and-
Park was ready to like go down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what you pay for.
my dad can beat up your dad. Okay, so I guess my favorite scene would probably have to include something with Phil Hartman. I would have to say, I mean, we talked about it already, but that conversation on the phone
It is really good.
hilarious.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff that went over my head, especially with Phil Hartman. There was something they mentioned. Man, I can't remember what it was. Oh, before he gets on the phone, Jamie answers the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, where's your mother? Oh, she's next door petting Ted. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Like, there is so much stuff that just completely went over my head. And I would say that phone call with the cookie. And, oh, these are so good. Phil Hartman was perfect at that. It made me hate him through the TV.
Such a slime ball.
Yes. There's no way to
didn't realize it
explain
as a kid. Yeah.
And it's just pretty much everything he says, but that phone call was hilarious.
Like the first time you meet Phil Hartman, he's recording, what is it, like a basketball game or something for him? They're sitting in the stands.
Oh, okay.
And he's like hitting on all the ladies around him and stuff. And I thought that was really
very
funny.
weird. I can't believe all that went over my head.
Because you're
It's so obvious.
You're
now.
6 when you're 6 and you watch it. You
guess,
don't know what any of it
yeah.
means. This film has a lot of really good moments, really funny moments in it.
A ton of them,
That you can highlight. I love the part where him and Schwarzenegger and Sinbad, are going to the toy store and they're looking for the Turbo Man, and they go to, like, Schwarzenegger goes to one of the guys working at the store and he's like, do you have this Turbo Man figure? And
I have something about that.
Yeah, and they start cracking up laughing, and they're like, "Hey, tell everyone what you're looking for." And he's like, "I'm looking for a Turbo Man," and they're just like, it's like that scene
Everybody
in George
in
of
the
the Jungle.
store. Yeah.
Remember, like, ah ha ha, and then he like picks them up and shit, and like, I love that. That's so good.
Speaking of funny moments, I have a couple of quotes I'll run through real quick. I think this is a Sinbad one. He's being sarcastic. "Dear Santa, can you send me a bike and a slinky?" "No, your father's been laid off."
Yeah.
"Put that cookie down now."
Put it down now.
When they're in the warehouse with all the Santa con men, when the police break in, "It's the Grinch," referring to the police.
Yeah. And I love the way he grabs the fake badge.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't even remember what he says.
"This is the worst bust I've ever seen. I've been working on this case for 2 years."
Yeah, and he just flashes it really quick.
Yeah. Like,
Gets out of it. Like,
way to go, 1996. She's next door petting Ted. Another Sinbad one. "I work for the post office. You know I'm not Sable."
yeah, you can't say that now.
"You can't bench press your way out of this one." Phil Hartman to Schwarzenegger.
Oh, yeah.
Which, whatever, it's funny.
That's funny because in all of these movies, I don't want a lot of his movies, he plays like a straight-laced American dad.
But he's gigantic.
He's gigantic and has
Yes.
an accent that's clearly not American, and no one really ever mentions it.
Yeah, that was the big thing I remember growing up. Was like, why does anybody ever ask him like where he's from or what? Like,
you know what I heard? I heard somewhere that he, over the years, had to work to not lose his accent.
really?
Yeah, that's something that he worked on to retain it. Because
Really?
because people who live here long enough,
Oh, yeah,
you can lose
for
your
sure.
accent, and he realized that that's part of
Who he is?
who he is. That like he can actually talk. I don't know if this is. I don't know. Don't quote me
I don't
on
want to
this.
hear.
I had heard that he can actually talk without doing that, but he doesn't because that's what made him famous. Part of what made him famous.
I don't want to hear Schwarzenegger say, "And I'm the governor of California."
Yeah, you don't want that, right?
What the fuck?
You ever heard Gilbert Godfrey?
Just talk normal.
And his talk normal?
It's weird.
I
That's
don't
not
like that.
right.
Yeah.
That's weird.
So I want to believe that's fake.
God, I would hope so. But I mean, it makes sense. There's no way he could live here for how many years and
Well,
not
on
lose
top
his
of that,
accent?
he's an actor. I mean, people shit on him, but Hugh Jackman can
Yeah.
drop his Australian accent.
All
Christian
of them do.
Bale
Yeah, Christian
can
Bale
drop
is
it.
Welsh.
Yeah,
Every actor now is British or Welsh, or even the new Spider-Man. He's British.
yeah.
Tom Holland. Yeah, they're all dropping it and carrying it. It's interesting. Even everywhere. Interviews, movies,
Mhm.
everywhere. Schwarzenegger talks like that.
Yeah.
That's who
I
he is.
don't know how much of that is true. That's kind of
It makes sense,
a
though.
rumor mill
It
thing
would-
that I was reading about him.
I think there's some truth to that. There's got to be, because it's just what happens. You lose your accent if you're
Yeah.
talking or listening and talking in a different country for so long. As
Mhm.
for as many years as he's been here, you would think, yeah, that's it. That'd be it. I'm glad that he's not doing that. If that's true,
Yeah, I don't know how
Because
much of it's true or not.
I don't want to hear normal Schwarzenegger.
Neither do I.
Can't even picture that.
Get to the chopper. Like, could you like that's
Go! Get to the chopper!
can you just like get in the chopper, please?
Not even chopper, just chopper.
Can you get to the helicopter?
Oh man. Go! I can't even say it without doing that. Go!
God, get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper! Anyways, yeah, that.
What the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know. I hope that's not true.
The scatterbrained episode.
Yeah. So Christmas movie. One of the.
You didn't even fucking talk about the plot yet.
Okay, real quick. At one of the theaters in the background, Miracle on 34th Street's playing.
Cool.
The remake with
Cool.
Rich Cronenberg.
Okay. I'll agree.
Yeah,
I don't know
who
shit
plays
about
Santa.
that.
And Matilda is a little girl, whatever. Dylan McDermott. Okay, anyways.
They should have been playing Last Action
So-
Hero. That would have been cool. Fuck it, why not?
Wasn't it? Well, I guess that was before.
Just before.
Yeah,
It's like 94. 94.
Yeah, good deal.
It has to be. We said it at the same time.
So yeah, you or I don't even remember now. It's been so long. Somebody on our account posted a meme of this movie where it was Schwarzenegger saying, "I have to get Jamie a turbo doll."
And he just goes on Amazon.
Yeah, it's like Jingle All the Way Today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just goes and puts it on Amazon. So that's another thing that's cool about going back and watching this film is, so the whole premise is Schwarzenegger and Sinbad are trying to get a toy the day on Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Trying to go to every store, every city, everywhere to buy one, and they can't find one.
Because it's the hottest toy. It's sold out. It's been sold out for weeks.
Yeah.
They're on this wild goose chase to get this toy
for
their kid. Because Christmas will be ruined if they don't. It's a very 90s kind of...
Yeah, there's no way. Just like the meme, there's no way that this could be done today. It's impossible. You mind
It's
that.
like a firecracker.
So I just thought that was fun. But it's cool going back and watching this because, like you said, like the toy stores, payphones. Just
jokes that you couldn't possibly do today. There's a whole extended sequence with Sinbad, and there's a bomb in this.
Yeah, gonna do that now. That's a little touchy.
Terrorism. Like, holy shit, you can't do that today.
Even talking about postmen, really.
Being an unhinged postal worker.
Yeah, you're not supposed to talk about that.
Yeah, I don't want to take this on a dark term, but there's been so much shit that's happened.
Since?
Yeah, that like, whoa, you just can't do that.
But that's the thing. Like, it's the pre 9/11 thing. Even like after 9/11,
yeah,
is
it's
when
a valid.
All of this films just switch 360.
Yeah,
they started becoming more politically correct and all that jazz.
Not even that, but just.
No, go ahead. I'm just.
Oh, okay.
Making sure this is still going.
I don't know if you had to restart it or not.
Nope, we're good.
Just so much changes from the imagery of films. Like, go back and listen to...
Kids are killing each other up there.
Go back in The Lord of the Flies upstairs, Jeff.
Yeah. Can't do that now.
Yeah.
They killed Piggy.
Yeah. What was I talking about? Like, go back and listen to our discussion on, like, Superman Returns. And just the imagery of the end of that film with, like, the dust coming down.
Man of Steel.
Or Man of Steel. Did I say Superman Returns? It's been a while since
that's something I wanted to mention. A year ago today was in the middle of our DC month.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
It's crazy. It's been a year since we talked about DC universe. Well, Aquaman coming up. So
I haven't seen Aquaman yet.
I haven't seen it yet either, but
yeah,
we'll have to do that soon.
I'm fucking sick forever.
Maybe we could go to that.
I'm thinking we should.
We'll see.
Why? It's like we're whispering, so we don't.
I don't want to take her.
Thankfully, your wife doesn't listen. I don't think.
No, she don't like movies.
She fucking lives with you. Why would she want to listen to you talk?
Yeah, exactly.
She has to listen to this shit every day.
Hey, did you know that person's in there? Yeah, she hates it. So right off the bat, too. Another thing that they show us, aside from like the X-Men, she's Captain America. Well, Jamie is in watching an episode of Turbo Man.
Yes.
It's Power Rangers.
So
to the T.
This is a comic book movie.
Why do you have to do that?
Because this is a comic book movie.
Okay.
Jingle All the Way is a fucking comic book movie, Jeff.
Explain.
It's an origin film
for Turbo Man.
For Turbo Man.
He's not actually Turbo Man, you know that, right?
But all that I'm saying is when you put Schwarzenegger in the costume and you put Sinbad in the costume at the end of the movie is basically the middle of Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man film with that terrible Green Goblin costume.
It's not that bad.
And no, this is better than that.
No way.
Because this is supposed to be cheesy.
There's nothing oh man, that first Spider-Man movie, you're losing it.
Oh,
you gotta go back and rewatch it.
No way, dude.
Oh
like
my
the
gosh.
glider.
When Mary Jane's hanging off the
Yeah, but the fucking goblin costume where you can see his mouth in the background.
Okay.
That's cheese.
Whatever.
That's cheese as shit.
2001.
Yeah?
Yeah. You should be happy we got a Spider-Man movie. Dick.
I am.
Oh, man. You gotta go watch. Yeah, you gotta.
I'm just saying.
Spider-Man.
I'm just saying that I want to see someone cut.
Joe Manganiello is Manganiello?
Yeah.
He's in that. He's Flash.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good pull.
Boom.
Yeah.
Fuck. Don't you ever disrespect Spider-Man. I love that first
Spider-Man 2 is fantastic.
First of all, fuck. Spider-Man 2 was one of the best.
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2 and X-Men 2 are like tippy top.
That no one talks about anymore.
Spider-Man 2.
No one talks about
Oh, man.
Oh,
Who
yeah.
plays Doc Ock?
Alfred Molina.
Melina. Yeah.
Molina?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about Jingle All the Way. So
And how it's a superhero
that
movie?
thing is he's basically watching Power Rangers. So
Which is great because for the time, Power Rangers
was huge. I remember trading. It was about the time that what movie was it? I had a Power Ranger movie, but it was like not Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It was just Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
This
the
kid
movie or
across the
something?
street, yeah, like the
Yeah.
movie. This kid across the street had the new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, and like I remember like playing a stupid game, and then we ended up trading.
Yeah.
And I wrote my name on it, so when my mom asked, I'm like, no, this is the one that you got me. Like you wrote your name on anything back then, it was yours.
Oh, yeah.
I had to write my name on like a whole bunch of my Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color games and shit, because some kid stole all mine, and then he said that they were his, so I wrote my name on all of
Dick.
them.
Fuck that kid. If you're listening, fuck you. Unsubscribe. How can you do that to Jeff?
Arnold Schwarzenegger straight up decks a deer in this film.
Yes, he does, and it's amazing.
It's just
See, this is a movie
crazy.
full of moments.
Yes.
That's my big takeaway from it. I don't know how we're going to talk about it because there's so many little moments that make this movie great.
There was a microphone, like at the end when he gets the Turbo Man suit. There's a voice changer
Yeah?
in the helmet or whatever, and I wrote Turbo Man thought of it before Batman did.
Yeah.
Dark Knight could have, Batman Begins could have taken
Yeah.
a look at Jingle All the Way and said, you know what? Turbo Man has a voice changer.
I bet that's where Ben Affleck got the idea. You know,
Yeah.
there was a holiday marathon. Like, he was at home on the couch.
And Zack Snyder was there.
Yeah, and they're watching reindeer games on FX because he's in it. And then Jingle All the Way came on next because it's FX. And they're like, "What? Hey,
We should do a voice changer.
that solves the problem of the voice."
So we kind of touched on it.
Can you imagine
about,
Schwarzenegger? Do you breathe?
You will.
You will. You know,
Who's Martha? Why did you say that name?
Martha.
Martha.
Who's Martha?
Martha.
You know, in watching this movie, I feel bad that the only time he got to play a superhero was in that terrible Batman and Robin film.
He wasn't a superhero, he was a villain.
Well, I know, whatever.
Chill.
Because if you could have picked 1990, what movie did this come out? 96, Schwarzenegger, and just like time machine him to now, he would be fantastic.
As who?
I don't care who. Like, he could they could find someone for him to play. Wouldn't it be so cool? Like, in today's climate, we take this shit serious now. You know, it's not him having to be Mr. Freeze and chill, be cool, and all of that dumb shit.
The Iceman cometh.
Yeah.
But I need a who.
I don't know. I can't on the spot think of someone, but
I don't know if you could put him in a
that's a big
hero outfit.
That's a big. Well, he could be a villain.
I'm here to save the day.
He could be a villain or someone.
I think he'd be I don't know what I'm doing now. He'd be a better villain.
Okay, if we're getting weird with it, Batista was great as Drax the Destroyer.
Okay.
But Schwarzenegger,
That'd
he could play a Drax.
I can
Something
see
like that.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go with Drax.
Yeah.
That'd be alright.
But just watching this movie,
What does he mean?
just watching this movie, I was like, man, that's a missed opportunity that we weren't really doing.
Yeah, you never got to be a superhero.
Doing comic book movies proper back then.
I mean, Commando's basically a superhero.
Yeah.
All his action heroes are basically superheroes.
Terminator 2, shit.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
Cyborg. That pissed some people off.
So yeah, we kind of mentioned it. I kind of want to talk more about the bomb.
The bomb scene?
The bomb scene.
Yeah. Which one? There's like two
yeah,
of
I know.
them.
There's two. There's the one where he threatens Schwarzenegger with it in the
radio
radio station, and then there's the one where it's actually a bomb.
Yeah.
And it's it's very cartoony.
I'm
and it's
glad.
Like,
I mean,
of course it would be.
it's a kids movie, but man, they could have took a dark turn.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Sinbad's just running down the street, and it goes poof, and he's like, "That was actually a bomb." And he's just like completely unfazed by it. I'm like, you psychopath, go back there and help him. And he is a fucked up postal worker. He about kills a kid too at the end.
Yeah.
Like he just completely loses sight of everything.
It's a superhero origin film, and he turns into a bad. He turns into a supervillain.
So, and one last toy I wanted to mention.
The fact that the Turbo Man toy is actually kind of cool.
There's those old kitty tape recorders with the red handle and the little microphone on there. They had one of those. I remember using that. I had like I'd get a tape, and then like Mulan, Hercules, I'd hold it up to the TV and I'd record the songs.
Record part of it? Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's neat.
I remembered using those to record songs off the movie, and then I'd have my own tape with all my Disney songs.
And now Disney would be like copyrights.
Right, exactly. Like burn that tape. And one more cameo that we didn't mention at the beginning is Booger as Booster.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you, Booster. Yeah. Oh man, what's his actual name?
I don't remember.
Oh man,
Booger from
he's Booger.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Shit, I'll think of it eventually. But
I thought that was really funny. The whole subplot about Turbo Man being sold out.
Nobody likes Booster.
In the world of toy hunting, that's a legitimate thing that happens. Yeah. There's the one that's sold out and the one that they made way too many of that no one wants. Exactly. And so for me personally, because I've experienced that was really funny. Because you've been there, done. You go to every store and the fucking Booster. No, there's even a line in the movie where someone yells out, "No one wants him."
Exactly. But we have this whole new shipping crate of boosters.
Boo. That's funny to me. I like that.
But I mean, the ending, Schwarzenegger is Turbo Man. Jamie gives up his toy to Sinbad. Happy ending. Blah 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 blah. There was something I was going to say about the ending. It's very Spider-Man-esque with him hanging off everything.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I was going to say. But I want to do trivia. I want to get final thoughts, but there's also something else I want to do. Since this is a Christmas movie, we're both kind of came up through that time.
Yeah.
I start thinking about this. We'll do it at the very end. What was like the toy that you remember wanting throughout the 90s? Something that you may not have gotten, something that you did want, something that you just thought about all the time.
Okay.
So think about that. We'll do final thoughts, do some trivia and stuff.
We'll do that at the end.
We'll do that at the end. So, do you want me to go first? Final thoughts.
You can do this first, I guess.
Yeah. Oh man, Jingle All the Way. There's so much adult humor in this film that you may not remember. If you're about our age or younger or something, or if you haven't seen this for whatever reason, definitely watch it. But Jingle All the Way, Phil Hartman. This is a Schwarzenegger film. They already have a comedian in Sinbad playing the two leads.
Yeah.
So you already have a comedian in one role.
What a bonus. And
then you get Phil Hartman as just kind of the side character. It kind of has an effect on the plot. But I mean, he doesn't have to be there by any means. That's just like a little subplot.
Yeah.
Phil Hartman kind of steals the show for me. I love he's a man of 1,000 voices, but his voice and how he just comes off as such a sleazeball.
Oh, I know.
Is perfect to a T. Could not find anybody else better for that role. If even it's Christmas, watch a Christmas movie, watch Jingle All the Way, and if you love Phil Hartman, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
And Schwarzenegger is, not an action film, and Schwarzenegger's great.
Mm-hmm.
I like what he's doing now with
not an action. Well, a little bit at the end. It does have a.
Well, yeah, I guess
it's a fairly lengthy.
It has an action
sequence.
Yeah,
it's pretty well done.
Flying around.
It turns into a tongue-in-cheek kind of superhero.
Yeah.
Fight at the end of it.
Definitely.
Only part I didn't like was when he turns the jetpack on.
And you go,
that went way too long.
And he runs into something.
He flies up. Yeah, I'm like, that didn't fit tonally with the rest of the movie.
No.
You could chop that out, director, but that's here nor there. Who cares?
But what I was going to finish with is Schwarzenegger, what he's doing now with the indie films, kind of the lower budget films. Last Stand, a great underrated film.
Maggie, I want to watch Maggie.
I like Maggie. Maggie was good. It's the girl from Zombieland, not Emma Stone, but the
little girl. Yep.
Can't remember her name off the top of my head, but that's a good one. Sabotage was good. He's done. I can't remember the other one, but yeah, he love Schwarzenegger. This film is great. Sinbad, Phil Hartman. Final thoughts.
My list of Christmas movies that I actually like is fairly short.
Oh, yeah.
Just to be perfectly honest, there's really only a handful of them that I will watch again. A lot of them I think are pretty crappy, especially when you get into like Hallmark Channel fucking Christmas film. Like, there's just not a lot of good ones. I really don't think. This is one I can sit down and watch every single year because I think it's super funny. There's so many. We would be here all night if we were to go through every little funny moment.
The bouncy ball scene. There's the scene with the cop. The scene with the deer.
Yeah.
The scene, just him and Sinbad walking up and down the street.
He breaks into Phil Hartman's house because he's gonna fucking steal his thing, his Turbo Man doll, and then he ends up burning the house down.
Yeah.
Not down, but
setting the tree on fire.
Setting the tree on fire.
Great scene at the diner where he calls Jamie afterwards. And
going to them fighting to get inside the phone booth. There's just all kinds of like really good
blitzing down.
Where they're running down the street
and
Sinbad can't catch up with him, and so he's throwing people's mail. Why does he have it in? Why does he have it in the first place?
Yeah, I don't. It's supposed to be working.
Yeah. So many funny moments like that I just really genuinely
just throwing out all the mail, trying to lighten up.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's just an enjoyable.
And there's a bunch of shit that Sinbad. It has to be improv. Just throughout the entire film.
The first time they meet,
so funny,
and he gives that big angry rant about people. They're standing in line.
Yeah, they're just all standing, and it's like a 30-second rant that he just goes on about people and Christmas and.
Yeah, that had to have been.
Yeah, I would imagine
had to have been improv. People are looking at him like, what the fuck?
It's just crazy that I haven't heard anything about Sinbad.
Yeah.
Like, recently.
We'll look after we're done recording.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, he's been in 12 movies.
Yeah. Watch him be in a DC movie or something.
Oh, don't joke about that.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sinbad belongs there. But anyways, you ready for trivia? Do some trivia.
I want trivia. I need trivia.
Trivia for Jingle All the Way. Turbo Man and the crazy Turbo Man craze mimics the Tickle Me Elmo Christmas craze of 1996. You can buy official Turbo Man dolls online. I don't know if they're still doing it, but when this trivia was made, you could buy them online.
Oh, awesome.
In 2001, a Detroit biology teacher claimed that 20th Century Fox stole this film. He submitted it in 1994 under Could This Be Christmas and never received credits or payment. He ended up He like tried to sue them, took them to court or something. The ruling ended up being reversed because his script came after they already purchased another script that actually became this film.
Sure.
So
that happens.
Yeah, there's two similar scripts. One guy thinks he got ripped off. Yeah, I'd be pissed if I was him, and it makes sense that it got reversed and everything. But
you also shouldn't be sending in scripts that are not optioned.
Yeah,
that's seriously. People say that all the time. I know. Shit, I even know. Like Kevin Smith says that too. Like, don't fucking send me shit, because even if I don't read it, and I accidentally do something that's close to it, you can try to come back on me. So like, don't. He's always like, don't send me shit. Don't send me your ideas for anything. Like, I don't, just please don't do that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we've been talking about this the whole time. I forgot this was trivia. A lot of improv between Sinbad and Arnold.
So sure.
They both went back and forth, which is cool that, you wouldn't think of Arnold as a improver, but
he's good.
He does great.
Multi-talented.
Vern Troyer is uncredited as Little Santa.
I knew that without the trivia.
Turbo Man is modeled after The Flash. I think it's kind of noticeable. The other cameo we talked about, The Big Show, is Big Santa.
Got that too.
You talked about when he goes in and asks for the Turbo Man, he talks to the clerks. He says, what are you looking for? And everybody starts laughing. He picks that guy up. That is Chris Parnell.
Yes.
His first film appearance. Love Chris Parnell. He does a lot of great voice work. And like Archer. He does a lot of cartoons and stuff. He does a lot of comedy.
Wasn't he an Anchorman too?
Yes, he's an Anchorman.
Yeah.
Yep. Chris Parnell, hilarious.
Was he the guy that was like, you poop mouth?
Yeah, I think so.
Was that him?
Yeah.
I'm glad you knew immediately what I was talking about.
Yes, I love Chris Parnell.
I love Anchorman.
And then Jingle All the Way ended with a setup for a possible sequel that never got made.
There's the Larry.
Well, that doesn't...
Okay, so we have to talk about that really briefly.
There's a Jingle All the Way 2 with Larry the Cable Guy.
I've never seen it because I despise Larry the Cable Guy. Fuck him. Fuck him and everyone who looks like him. God. He is not funny.
Tell us how you really feel.
I'm not watching that movie.
I'm not going to watch it. No. I'm not a big fan either.
What do you think?
I'm not saying fuck him, but
what do you think Jingle All the Way 2 gets on Rotten Tomatoes?
Like a 5.
You think a 5? Yeah. I think you're being generous. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. I'm gonna guess 3% critic.
Yeah, I'm sure it's low, single digits. I imagine the audience isn't much higher either. Who went to go watch Jingle All the Way 2?
I can't type.
And what year was it? 2010?
2014.
Jeez!
God, doesn't even have a critic score. 30% audience.
Really?
What did you say the good one is? What's this one? 30%?
33 or something? 38.
Christ.
Yeah, that's
Santino Marella, so it's got a WWE guy in it. So it's good when it's...
Hey, Big Show's in this.
Yeah, uncredited. As a bad guy with no dialogue.
Yeah. That's... I don't really have any particular interest to see that.
No, neither do I.
So I was talking about... like 90s when we were kids. Like what was like your favorite Christmas present or something you didn't get or something like?
Well, I remember when Home Alone 2 came out, Macaulay Culkin had the Talk Boy. Remember that was you put the tape recorder into it and you could record different things and you could make it go faster or slower. And that was like a big part of the film's plot. And I remember, and they made that into an actual thing that you could buy. And of course it came out during Christmas time.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember that being like, oh my God, I had to have one because it was in the movie. And I got one for Christmas.
Oh, really?
And it was like the holy shit. And it was like the coolest thing ever.
Huh.
And then what do you actually do with it? It turns out like nothing. Pretty much.
Slow it down.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know whatever happened. I don't know whatever happened to it. It probably got broke because
do you remember doing anything with it? Like, did you record, like...
I remember...
do you run a little podcast?
Yeah, I did a podcast. It was the first podcast before Joe Rogan with my talk boy back in the day.
Wow.
I remembered actually doing a lot of the same things that you said with the one that you had.
Yeah,
where you would
record your Disney songs.
Listen to the radio or the TV or whatever and just like record shit. And then you slow it down because it sounds funny or speed it up because it sounds funny.
Yep.
Which,
I did that shit all the time.
Looking back at it is literally
we have anything else to do.
Literally any tape recorder.
Yeah. And what else was there to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime... Like, Gargoyles.
Oh, I remember Gargoyles.
I had that theme song on my tape.
I have still...
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I have still packaged Gargoyles toys at home.
Really?
They're going up on eBay or something.
I bet.
For anyone interested.
They're going up, so...
Yeah. They'd probably be sold by the
like
time...
a bunch of those theme songs I had recorded on my tape and...
Yeah.
Disney songs and all that stuff. So something I was dying for, this might have been around 2000, maybe 99, Game Boy printer.
Oh, I remember the Game Boy printer.
I wanted one. I didn't get one.
Mm-hmm.
But my parents said, if you want one, work for it and stuff. And so I remember being like 7 years old, 8 years old. I would go rake leaves and do dishes and like, oh, here's $1.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
That was a big deal at the time.
So I kept working. I got like $30 and I was like, that's enough for a Game Boy printer. And so we went to the store and they didn't have any. So we went to the next store. They didn't have any. Went to the next store. We probably went to 4 or 5 different stores. Nobody had a Game Boy printer. Turns out they quit selling them by the time that I went to go get one, of course. So that was like a huge killer. But then I had $30. And we were going on this family vacation to Branson, Missouri, to like Silver Dollar City and stuff. And we're going to be with all our cousins and aunts and uncles and everything. So I was probably about 8. And my cousin Nathan was there. I thought he was like the coolest thing ever. He was like 13.
Ooh.
We're like, oh, he's so cool.
So old.
Yeah.
13.
And so like I was like just trying to hang out with him.
Yeah.
And we're at like we're staying like these apartment hotel deal things. And we went walking around to like convenience store. I just spent and got like $30 worth of candy and pop.
Food.
And it was about the time that Code Red came out.
Okay.
So I got Code Red, and I was supposed to have it because all the caffeine and sugar. Yeah, actually, I had Code Red in here, actually.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about this earlier when I was thinking about the movie. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Nice tie-in.
And so, yeah, I worked for a Game Boy printer, never got one, and I ended up buying $30 for the candy and Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
So
Which is funny because you kind of lucked out because the Game Boy printer was shit.
It looked so awesome, though.
They were like...
You could put the little camera on your...
They were like that big.
I know, but you could put the little camera on your Game Boy and like take a picture and it would print out like hex pattern.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
So there's a video I should show you online where someone hacked one of those to hook up to, I don't know, like your phone or like your computer or something. And they print like actual photos with it, with the Game Boy printer.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm surprised anybody still has one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're cool.
Oh, they're cool? You just said they were junk.
I mean, for like collectible purposes, like it's like a fun, weird little Nintendo.
Well, I want one now.
Piece of history.
Yeah, I wish I would have gotten one.
There's some album. I don't have I don't remember what album it was, but the cover of it was done with a Game Boy camera.
Some album.
Yeah, like an actual musician, like the cover of their album.
Huh.
I always thought that was like a weird.
With a Game Boy printer.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that's the one thing that. The best thing that I ever did get about that time period was the Big Bad Bow.
Yeah.
That's something I always wanted. The Nerf Big Bad Bow.
Mm.
Jingle all the way.
Did you ever have the one friend? Everyone had like the one friend growing up that had like everything. Like every.
I mean, they weren't really my friends, but the kids across the street from me were pretty spoiled.
Yeah.
They're the ones that I traded the power
Sure.
because they had the new one, and I had the old one, and I ended up trading them because I beat them in some game.
Yeah.
But they had a lot of shit.
When I grew up, like that was the height of like when the Ninja Turtles toys were really popular, and so like everyone had.
I had the van.
Yeah, everyone had a few
Right.
Ninja Turtles, you know, like a few.
Yeah, you couldn't get all of them.
But I had the one friend who had everything, and he had the Technodrome. No one has the Technodrome. He had the fucking thing and the turtle van and like every figure.
Yeah, I had the van.
Yeah, I never had the van.
I got in trouble because I used dental floss as like rope. Like I would tie up Bebop and Rocksteady, and I'd tie him to the edge of the turtle van and like fly around and shit.
That's cool. I don't know. That's cool.
Quit using all the damn floss.
Good use for it, actually.
I had a blast. That shit was cool. Yeah, Jingle All the Way, like, brought back a lot of those memories.
So I got in trouble. This is a funny story. I got in trouble one time. I was probably maybe 10, I think. I wanted to know what would happen if you took, like, a toy. I think it was a Spider-Man toy. And what if you, like, tied, like, something around him, like a piece of rope or string or whatever?
Set it on fire.
And when you're in the car, in the back seat, going down the highway, what would happen if you, like,
threw it out
the car and just, like, drug him behind the car going, like, highway speed? Well, that's not safe.
No.
And so, you know, you sneak him into the car, and the parents don't know what's going on because they're driving. And so, like, I threw him out the window, and it immediately just underneath the tire, just fucking just loud as can be. My dad got super pissed.
Yeah, I'd be pissed
and
too.
Rightfully so, because, like, you're a kid. You don't fucking know about oncoming traffic or the shit that could have caused.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I got fucking big time trouble for that one.
Man, I'd beat your ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just thinking about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is episode 59. Any ideas for next week?
I don't know. Now that we're past Christmas,
Yeah.
I say that like we did a month of content.
I know. We tried
we planned to,
yeah,
but
just didn't happen.
we get sick and whatever. I don't know. I haven't really thought about what we could do next. What do you want to do? What are you in the mood to do?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a new Scorpion King movie on Netflix. You want to do that one?
Bet there is. Oh, okay. What about Doomsday?
What's Doomsday?
With Rona Mitra and Gotham Alfred.
Oh, I like Gotham Alfred.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but...
Doomsday.
Yeah. Oh, you got a bunch of DC.
Bringing up DC.
Yeah.
Let's do Doomsday movie.
There you go.
Oh, this one. This has been forever since I've seen it. I don't even remember if I liked it, but I'll watch it.
I don't even remember it either.
From the director of The Descent. Now, hey, The Descent is really fucking good.
What is it, the French guy? Can't remember his name. Oh, Neil Marshall? Yeah. He's not French.
I don't remember shit about this movie. I've seen it. What was that, Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah, Rona Mitra, Bob Hoskins, Malcolm McDowell.
Look at this shit. Look at low-budget Matthew McConaughey and that shit.
Yeah, no kidding.
Doomsday, 2015. What the fuck? This looks like Mad Max Fury Road before Fury Road. Don't it?
A little bit.
How off am I on that?
If you told me that Rona Mitra and Kate Beckinsale were the same person, I'd believe you.
Look at that shit. Death Machine.
That's not what we're doing.
Why not? We did that other weird Russian film.
Guardians was awesome.
I think Guardians is on Tubi TV now.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Or I've seen it somewhere stupid. Maybe even on YouTube.
Oh, I bet maybe on there.
Yeah, we'll do Doom. I'm down for Doomsday.
Cool. Yeah. We'll do Doomsday. Episode 60.
Is she the chick from Underworld? She's not Underworld.
That's
chick,
what I
is
was
she?
just saying.
Yeah.
If you told me Rona Mitra and Kate Beckinsale
Are the same
are the
chick.
same chick, I would believe you.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see.
But they're actually together in an Underworld movie, right? They're in the newest one.
I don't know, because there's like suddenly 8 Underworld films, and I've only seen...
The first 3, like Underworld Evolution, Underworld Rise of the Lycans, and then there's like Underworld Blood Wars. And I think that Rona Mitra and Kate Beckinsale are in the same movie.
That's confusing.
Which is a mind fuck.
Yeah.
Because I definitely thought that they were the same person for a long time. Yeah, cool. Let's do Doomsday. I'm excited now. It's been a while since
That's a movie gallery case. You know how I know?
That could be any case.
No, that's a movie gallery case because that's a red security lock.
But how many places have red security locks?
I don't know. But come on, Jeff.
It might be. I don't know.
It's in your possession. Where would you have bought this from?
Okay, fair enough.
Movie gallery.
Yeah, I guess. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Check back next week, probably. I'm sure we can get back on schedule now.
Yeah.
I hope. It was a rough couple weeks. This is kind of a long episode, but, just kind of making up for last week.
We haven't done this for 2 weeks. For us, real time.
Yeah, we had a lot to say.
Forget how to podcast.
Yeah. So check back next week for Doomsday, episode number 60, which is crazy. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. From the Pantheon Network Studios, this has been Shut Up, I Like This. We'll see you next week.
Jingle all the Doomsday. Crossover.